Hey guys, welcome back to TV Movie Mistress. I'm your host, Mo. If this is your first time listening, welcome. If you are a long-time listener, thank you. I am back this week to talk about a Korean drama that I have been watching. It is an ongoing Korean drama, so you can check it out. It is 16 episodes. It is a historical drama with basically like a fantasy historical Sageuk romance drama. That's a lot of categories. If you're familiar with the different types of genres that come out of Korean cinema, this will be very familiar to you. It stars Park Ji-hun, who plays Sado-yeon, and it also stars Hong Ye-ji, who I actually don't believe I've seen her in anything unless she was like a minor role. Again, I don't remember her. She plays Yeon Woo, and we've got another new face, but highly welcome to me, is Wang Hee, who plays Sajo Young. I have been, like I said, I promised. I promised myself and I promised you guys, for the sake of entertainment reviewing, that I would be checking out a lot of different shows that are sort of outside of my wheelhouse. Now, while historicals are not outside of my wheelhouse, Korean historical dramas are definitely out of my wheelhouse because, again, I have said many times, like a loony balloon, that like Queen of 7 Days was sort of the last straw for me, in the sense that it was so fucking sad. Korean historical dramas are normal. There's no happy ending. It's just depressing and sad. Like, it's normally like everybody dies except one person who ends up being miserable for their entire lives. And then I was like, wow, I'm gonna kill myself. I can't keep listening to I can't keep watching. Oh, I'm sorry guys, please keep listening. But like, I was just like, I need a break after that. I just got way too real where I'm saying words that I didn't even realize were about to come out. But yeah, I took a break after that, but I'm trying to get back into them. I'm worried. I'm worried that Lost Illusion. I'm so, I'm worried that Love Song for Illusion, which is such a mouthful of a title, is going to drive me back into the closet when it comes to Korean historical dramas again. But for now, I am happy. I am here. It is a good drama. I love how I say that, like I'm trying to convince myself. But okay, so let's get some stats on this show. It was initially adapted from a webtoon titled Yeonsang Yeonka by Ban Jiun, and this is currently airing on KBS, but I'm watching it via a Viki paid subscription. Now, when I started watching this, I was immediately like in at episode 1, because you guys know by now I like when a drama just starts. Don't like just jump me into the story. You don't need to do all these fluffy like, intro transition scenes. So for me, this is one of those dramas that when it starts, it just starts, and I was riveted. The synopsis of the show is, let's see. Okay. It's it's so dramatic. Again, it's a Sageuk. It tells both the heart-fluttering love story and fierce obsession of a king with two opposite personalities and an assassin girl who wants to kill him but ends up falling in love with him. Crown Prince Seijo is an intellectual character who uses his innate artistic sense to work as a fashion designer at a downtown boutique while hiding his identity of Crown Prince. And you have the female lead, who is actually the daughter of a former royal noble, but her entire family was killed by the Crown Prince's father, and now she lives under an assumed identity and is an assassin. So that's who we have here. A noble lady turned assassin versus a crown prince who has been driven to the near edge of insanity by an insane father. Park Ji-yeon, again, I didn't even realize this was Park Ji-yeon when I was watching this, because the other drama that I saw him in that there's no way I didn't talk about weak class heroes. I'm like, weak class, yeah, weak class heroes, class. Anyway, but like, I don't know why that's tripping my mind right now as to like what that show's at properly called, Weak Hero Class. Oh my gosh, he was in season 1 of Weak Hero Class, and I loved him in that. He basically plays a high school student who gets bullied, and in the process kind of joins forces with, like, he makes friends with, joins forces. I mean, same shit. He makes friends, and it's them going through like all of these extremely heightened high school situation involving other gangs, business people, grown folks who should know better, while sort of like figuring out who they are. It's really good. I would say it's like John Wick for high school for high school, honestly. So he was in that. Completely loved him in that. Did not. It took me like several episodes to realize it, and I'm pretty sure someone had to point it out to me before it even clicked that this was the same actor. Which for me, I was like, that is great. I love when an actor is able to disappear into his role and take on the mannerisms needed. So shout out to Park Ji-yoon. He's already on the right track. And there's a third role where he's playing someone that absolutely does not look like him. I'm going to wait for this drama to finish before I watch it. But the person that, I believe it was on Twitter, now that I'm remembering, now that I'm having thoughts, it was on Twitter that the person told me that he's also in another role. And he looks like a blonde Japanese anime boy, if that's the way to put it. And what's that called? Is it? Let me see. I'm looking at his was he in The King and I? Okay, I barely remember The King and I. 2007. That's too far. Was it Remarriage and Desires? No. Like, the color yellow is popping in my brain. Okay, here we go. At a Distance, Spring is Green. So that's going to be his next show that I'm going to watch. And if it's great, I'm going to recap it. And then we're going to have a trifecta for our boy Park Ji-hoon. That might be a first ever for the show. Congrats, my guy. You have made it where so many others have failed. So I've given the starring leads. I've also given the synopsis of the show. Now, why the hell should you watch it? Why the hell am I watching it? Well, like I already said, the acting from Park Ji-yoon, he brings us all into this role where it's not really spoiling it. It's more to give it background. But from the very initial first episode, we're introduced to the Crown Prince at a young age, like maybe like less than 10, more than 5. And his father is part of the royal family, and he's like, look, we gotta go kill some folks. I need you to nut up you young child of mine so we can go kill a bunch of people. And he's a child, so he is very scared and just like his daddy's crazy. But his daddy's calling him a punk because he doesn't want to like go like kill a bunch of people. Like, his father obviously is just a broken person in a different way, but he's like, that's the child we see. And the acting by the child actor was top notch. You guys know, if it's a bad child actor, I'm gonna tell you, like, don't waste my time with some bad child acting up in here. But that young man was able to convey what happens when your mind as a child can sometimes not handle the trauma that's being inflicted upon you. And that scene does such a great job in establishing who the Crown Prince is when we meet him as an adult. Because, of course, a child whose father forced him to watch an entire family be killed in front of himself is going to go somewhere in his head and form a split personality. So I just genuinely love how, they're able to fashion what could absolutely be an historical account, but fashion it so we understand it in a 21st century understanding, if anything I'm saying makes sense. So great acting by him. So like I said, he plays a crown prince with a split personality disorder. And then you've got, what's the young lady's name? Oh, did I even say it? Kang Min Ha? Oh no, wrong show. That's the other show. Wrong tab. Where are we? Love Song for Illusion. We've got the female lead, Hung Ye-ji, who plays former young noble child who becomes assassin, whose mission in life is to kill the king that massacred her family. She is Batman on a mission. And then you've got Seo Young, who is he's also the son, the king of the sun. But you meet him, he's working with a rebel group, so you're like, oh wow. And then kind of when you find out, oh, the crown prince, one of the princes is also a rebel leader, like that's interesting, what's going on there? So the three young actors at the forefront do a good job. There's also a crown princess, a crown princess, which is why I kind of feel like this show will have no ending that is happy for me. The fact that there is a crown princess in this, which means she will either the crown princess has to die for her to become for the consort she becomes to become the crown princess and like be happily, as happy as you can be in a polygamous situation in a historical society where women have few rights. But your top bitch. Oh my god, I hate the insanity of life. But yeah, so or she just stays a consort, but you don't see a lot of dramas where a woman with a brain with assassin type skills lives a happily ever after with the king. If there is one that exists like that in Korean drama land, please let me know. Like, I am genuinely begging you to share with me, because that is a plot that I've never seen happen, which leads me to believe that this is a doomed story. And it's preemptively making me sad, even though I would wish it would not. So from there, we've got costuming. It's well done. I'm not a professional, so I can't tell you why it's well done, but it looks good. It fits the world. It fits the background. But it's good to look at. Just at the end of the day, it's as simple as that. The plot, I've already spoken a little bit about this. It's fast-paced. It's edited quite well, where this is not a show I'm binge watching. At best, I'm probably watching one episode every 4 days, because each episode is an hour plus, and I have ADHD, so that is not, I am not binge watching this, but I'm enjoying that I'm taking my time with it. I'm currently on episode 6. I just finished episode 6, so next up is episode 7. There's 16 episodes in total, and I believe it's releasing one episode a week, so we should be about episode 12 this week. It's either episode 11, 12, or 13. Definitely not 13, so either 11 or 12. So that's where we are in the timeline of things. Another thing the show does really well is that it keeps the tension. It makes you want to find out what happened. It doesn't necessarily leave you on a cliffhanger, but it does leave off each episode with you wanting to know how the story goes. Because again, this is a crown prince with a split disorder and a manic father at best, in a historical settings. And this makes sense to me, because even if you think about like the Man in the Iron Mask story, there are always stories of like these princes who are either like terrible and then great in their later half, or were great over terrible in their later half. Like there's almost like this personality switch, and there'll always be folk tales of, oh, the prince was switched, or there was a twin. And it's like, yeah, maybe there was like a mental issue happening. It's that, maybe that. But it does a great job, like I said, in making you want to see how certain situations play out. It keeps that momentum through. Again, especially when the prince switches. So again, this is where I've got to give kudos to Park Ji-hoon when he splits personalities, because his other side is so different. The crown prince is like this sensitive, quiet soul. Like, my guy has a stall in the city where he sells clothes. Like, he just wants to be a fashion designer. Like, he runs away from the palace so he can go like sew and shit. Like that is how traumatic life has been for him. And his other personality only comes out when he's extremely physically exhausted, tired, which again, I like how they show his trigger, because that's something that's very real, even in society today, when people, like, even for a quote unquote normal person, when you're tired and you get, like, I know when I get angry, or like I get hangry, when you're hungry and angry, I know how I switch as a person as opposed to when I'm full and well rested, let alone if you have like a mental disorder on top of that, it makes things harder. And kind of what pushes you to that excess. So again, the show shows us that switch happening for the prince when he gets tired. The problem is, and I'm sure they did this on purpose, I like the other prince better. I like his other personality better. His other personality's name is Aki, and he's just like, I don't want to do homework. I don't want to listen. I want to live my best life. And, like, he's more brash. He's more authoritative. He's not scared to make waves, as opposed to like the actual crown prince. He takes insults. His father yells at him. He doesn't say anything. But the alternate personality is like just a confident person, and they don't like, I mean, as split personalities would go, they don't like either personality doesn't like the other, because of course it's a fight for dominance. It's a fight for supremacy, because at the end of the day, two minds can't inhabit one body. Like, the body's either going to break, or one has to like win. I'm not a professional. I'm just assuming this is a person. But when we get to see, and I also like the fact that the female lead also prefers Aki, who's the rebellious side of the prince, as opposed to, again, the quiet side of the prince, who also doesn't like the girl. Which, I just love how we have like first and second male leads, just because it's a split personality. Like, I truly enjoy that. So again, we've got the crown prince himself, who is warm, sensitive, probably is too used to taking abuse. And then we've got his other side, who is more brash, more confident. Like, his dad kind of wishes he would be like a bro, fuck bitches, get money. And he's just like, I want to go so. So Aki is definitely more that side. But how does he keep all of this under wraps? I'm sure you're wondering. Well, his head eunuch is a sort of a close aide of him and knows the secret and keeps the secret for him. And there is also sort of a guard that works with him that, again, is also trusted with the secret. And when things kind of go awry, they try to like either bring him back. There's a shaman in the picture who is hilarious, and they sort of try and bring him back to like himself. And for a show that is on its face super traumatic, it's actually pretty funny. And I like that. I'm very like open about the fact that I've gone through shit in my life. Who hasn't? Like, literally, to live is to suffer in a sense. But there's always a reason to laugh. There's always a moment you can find joy in something. Like, every day shouldn't be like euphoria. It's just sometimes the most you get that's greatest contentment and just trying to be present. So where was I going before that tangent? Shit, that sounded philosophical too. Yeah. Damn it. Anyway, I flew too close to the sun, guys, with my tangents. But you've got the crown prince, you've got his split personality, you've got his aides who are helping him keep the secret, you've got his father, who is just irrational. He's a terrible king. His subjects hate him. His ministers fear him. And he's got a new wife, because the empress, the queen is not the crown prince mother. So he's also got a new wife. and a new child. And that definitely adds a different dimension because it's like, wow, you are okay. Like, she is there for the position. Same as sort of the crown princess, actually. But yeah, we've got different personalities, and it's funny, and it acknowledges the trauma and the harm and the horribleness that was done to as they were young people, and how it kind of affects them in their today. But it's also just like you got jobs to do. Everybody's got jobs to do. um so yeah, I already talked about how when he was young, his father like killed his entire family. In that family was a little girl that was able to escape because she basically was like, if you snitch that I'm here, I'm gonna cut you. She was like, I will kill you. Like, that little girl was gully. I loved it. But that little girl grows up to be the assassin in training who wants to um, kill his father. So there's a lot of moving parts in this. Like I said already, I would say with my overall thoughts, I enjoy Aki, who is his split personality more. Um, I like the fact that the consort herself prefers Aki. But I also do like the fact that there's a crown princess who is just there for the position. She's not a whimpering flower. No one's manipulating her. She's smart. She's conscious. I would say no one's dumb in this show. Um, Everyone acts appropriately, but also some things just happen where you just have to suspend disbelief because it would never happen. But some license will be taken to make it a more dramatic show. But overall, this is a very good show. It's enjoyable, like I said. It is fast paced at moments. It was created to entertain, and I am entertained. So if you're watching the show, let me know if you like it, what you think. I think everybody's gonna die at the end, or everybody minus the crown prince will die, and then he'll just be sad. Um, that's what I'm what's the word I'm looking for? That's how I'm preparing myself to deal with this show. Um, if you want to tell me it's a happy ending without spoilers, just say that. I would appreciate it, so I stop fearing like everything for the show. But yeah, I like it. I like it. If you're looking for a Korean drama to watch with a historical bent. Oh, and I didn't even mention the fantasy. The fantasy is a real aspect of this show because there was one time he was fighting, all of a sudden, like black ooze started coming out of his body. So while there's a split personality, it's covered in like it's magic. But it's like, yeah, modern day we would call it science, all magic, all science is magic until you know it. I'm not having that thought right now. But there is a little fantasy element for this show. I don't want you to go watching and be like, why is there magic? It's not out of control. It's not in every section, but there is a link to the fact that his disease also has a spiritual, magical bent to it. So, yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed my review of I Will Remember the Title One Day. I have 3 different titles because, again, the title's such a mouthful. But Love Song for Illusion. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Bye, guys.